Right, let's have a look. Good afternoon. How are we doing? So I want to tone up. I don't want big muscles. Should I be lifting heavy weights or should I be lifting lighter weights? That was a conversation and a question that I had yesterday. So I wanted to cover it today. It does come up a lot. And I think actually I can answer the same question about 20 times and give a similar answer, but the context is always slightly different. And that's why if you think, oh, you just say the same thing all the time, Matt, you are right. But there's a slight tweaks in a lot of my answers because the context is slightly different here in that they want to tone up and it's brought up a different element to this conversation. So if you want to change your body shape by toning up, you want to tone up. Let's firstly define what toning up is. Toning up is putting on muscle and losing body fat. Okay, so you gain muscle, lose body fat. That will create that sense of toning up. Now, to build muscle, we need to make sure there's a stimulus there on the muscle that is progressive over time. Now, that is how we build muscle. That's hypertrophy. And you might not want big muscles, but let's come to that later. So to build muscle, we need to make sure we're progressing over time. So should you use heavy weights or light weights to get there? Well, it doesn't really matter, within reason, of course. But generally when you're starting off, when you're just starting out, you're a beginner, like the lighter weights, and I don't mean like, don't push yourself, because you're still going to push yourself here. And lighter weights doesn't mean easier. In fact, there's an extent where I actually prefer hitting a certain intensity with a heavier weight because I don't have to do as many reps. It's over quicker. So we could argue all day what's easier, heavier weights or lighter weights. To an extent, the intensity is going to be there. We've got to hit a certain stimulus and certain intensity to create the stimulus to change our body shapes. It's going to be hard anyway, right? Just being honest, it's going to be hard anyway. The lighter weights, you're probably going to end up doing more reps. So more repetitions, you're going to do it more times. This is great if you're a beginner because it allows you more option to practice the lift. If you do make a few mistakes in there, if your form's a bit rusty still, you're still learning that muscle-mind connection. It allows you to make sure you're getting that hold of that tempo. Now, if you're progressing with that, those lighter weights become heavier. Does it mean they're heavier weights? Well, it depends how many reps you're doing. Now, either way on this, in short, and we could go into this all day, but in short, you need to make sure that you're progressing over time, whether that's increasing the weight, increasing the reps you do, increasing the sets you do, or the time, the amount of work that you do it for. They're key variables that you need to improve over time. Of course, technique is a given here. I'm assuming your technique is good. Then, if you were like, yeah, should I be lifting heavier weights then? Well, you're probably going to get to that stimulus a little bit quicker. So instead of doing 25 reps or 20 reps or 15 reps, say with a lighter weight, you're now maybe using a heavier weight and you might only need to do 8 reps or 5 reps or 10 reps to get to a similar stimulus. The stimulus, the end point is very similar. You know, probably if it's 20 reps to 8 reps, the end point is very similar on the muscle. It then becomes a question of you. Like, do you have any joint issues? What's your lifting experience of resistance training? Are you quite experienced? Like, maybe we can increase the weight over time as your core stability improves, as your experience goes up, as your technique improves. If not, let's keep it at a higher rep range and practice that. And actually, you're going to get quite a lot of cardio benefits from that as well. We often think cardio is running only when I have conversations with people, but this is actually a good reminder that actually you're doing muscular endurance where you might be hitting 20 reps, 25 reps. You're getting that element of, because if you're a beginner, you haven't done too much strength training before, you're going to get a lot of benefits from that, providing your form's on point as well, in terms of that muscle-mind connection, in terms of stimulus on the muscle to change your body shape to help you build muscle and tone up. Now, so as I could go on all day, but it doesn't really matter if you're in around those rep ranges. Progress over time, get stronger over time, do more reps, do more sets, increase the weight over time, slowly where you're at. Don't overcomplicate it. The second part of this is, if you want to lose body fat, you've got to be in a calorie deficit. That doesn't mean you have to count calories. You could do like the habits that we talk about in my book. If you comment below a free book, I'll send you these 15 habits that are associated with lower body fat, lower body weight, and sustainable weight loss that you can add into your routine without changing crazy amounts of stuff. Now, if you're in a position where I'm doing that already, or I want something a bit more numbers game, comment below with weight loss and I'll send you everything you need in terms of building a weight loss plan. How much you need to eat, you name it. Protein intake, how to adapt it from there. And I talk you through these steps. Now, that will help you lose the body fat. The exercise is the stimulus to change your body shape. Them two together will help you tone up. And don't worry, you won't build massive muscles. People are trying to build massive muscles everywhere and really failing miserably, aka like me. I would love to build bigger muscles, but it takes too much time, too much effort sometimes, and the juice isn't worth the squeeze to get that 1% more out of my genetic potential sometimes. I'll still try, but just know that you have to get every variable right, is what I'm saying, to build too much muscle. And too much has obviously got to be defined as well, but I can guarantee that you will tone up before you worry about building too much muscle. Anyway, I hope that helps. Any questions, as always, just let me know. If you found this helpful, do you like it? Share it. If you're on podcast, YouTube, any questions you got, just let me know. And I will see you